So it looks like this. Stable, in tune, nice. All right, we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed my beginner's tips or altissimo starter kit video. I thought I would just do a series on all the altissimo fingerings that I know to be true. So we're going to start our series with the most obvious, high G. Once you're able to get your first high G, you quickly realize that maybe you don't always want to finger G, X, 4, TA. We say TA in this house. No side keys, no side B flat. For G, I like to have some options, and here are some of those. So number one, you could play the I'm going to call this the Eric Marienthal, the pop fingering. This is the pop sax fingering. This is 1, 3, 4, TA. Problem with that one for most people is it's super flat. So you have some options. You can put down 6. That's going to raise the pitch a little bit. E flat does not help. I just experimented with that. Its closely related cousin is just doing that same thing without the side B flat key. Oh, caught myself. Without TA. So 1, 3, 4, 6. Next would be a fingering that really only exists because sometimes you just don't have the fingers available and you need to go to it in a pinch. And so this G fingering is going to be 1 and C5. C5 is AKA your high F sharp key. 1 C5 is a sharp mess. And so you would really only use it if like you had to. Let's just put it that way. 1 C5. So you can see if I compare that with the Eric Marienthal, the pop fingering. 1, 3, 4, 6. 1, 3, 4, 6 TA. 1 C5. Can't even pretend like I like that fingering. But again, it's nice for certain contexts. It all depends on context, right? And you may love it because it really depends on your setup, which fingerings you're going to kind of land on. And I saved the best 2 fingerings for last. If you're all out of options and you don't like those first 3 that I taught you, then what you got to do is do crunch. Everybody loves crunch. 1, 4, C5 with your middle finger, and then you're going to hit TA. You're going to hit TA with what little bit of index finger you have left. So it looks like this. Stable, in tune, nice. Other things you can do, like if you're really blasting it or you have like a softer setup, you can throw an E flat on it. C sharp also raises the pitch. And then every other sort of pinky key kind of lowers the pitch. Always be tweaking your fingerings. Never settle. Never think, oh, this is the only way I can play this note, because there's always tons of options. Another way to use crunch is, especially if your right hand is occupied, like say I'm playing a high D, getting to that G is really easy. As soon as my right hand kind of gets involved, like if I were to play a high E, then I got to slide across the horn, and that's really tough. I use this crunch G a lot when I'm doing scales, okay? But you have to know another fingering to kind of get there. So really nice F sharp fingering is you can either do X2, G sharp, F sharp, and this is if you need like a really sharp fingering. I know a lot of people use this for doll. I think that's sacrilegious, but that's okay. No one asked me, but it's a really powerful fingering. So I completely understand like why. And if you're playing on a Selmer, like that makes a lot of sense, because the struggle is real on those F sharps. So X2, G sharp, C5, and then if you just slide your first finger down and you're doing 1, 2, G sharp, C5, aka high F sharp, then you got like a nice F sharp fingering. And if I want to get to crunch, which again is 1, 4, TA, C5. All I have to do is put this little index finger down, and then lift my left hand, right? That one takes some coordination, but advantages to that is it gives you a lot of options in scales. So I can pop over from palm E go to that F sharp, and then arrive on that G. Take some practice. Things I'll say about that 1, 2, C5, G sharp fingering, it's a little flat, so beware, especially if you're using it as a leading tone in a G major scale. There are better options, like maybe you want to just slip over to X2, G sharp, C5 in that case. Lastly, the classic, just go through the front keys. The fingering. Okay, so the fingering for G is X4, TA. This one's, again, really nice. Everybody gives it a bad time, especially in Europe, that it's super stuffy and awful, but we Americans, we love it. So this one's good because you have more fingers available on the right hand, so I can do like a lot of stuff, like say if I'm playing low C, I can get there, and then if you're good with the front keys, then you have like a nice little path to get there as well. So if I'm doing my G major scale and then I use the front keys, that would just sound like this. Again, it takes a lot of coordination to learn these things, so don't, take it easy, take it slow. But those are my hot tips for G fingerings, and they will get you... I don't think I use anything else, honestly, besides those 4. So if I think of another one, I'll make another video. But for now, that's all you really need to know about G. So comment or submit your questions down below. Like, share, and subscribe. We're going to come out with A flat next, so stay tuned. I might even throw G sharp in there. Keep watching.